The Distressor was the first product that Empirical Labs ever made. It came from a gentleman named Dave Durr, who used to work for Eventide as one of their engineers, and his two favorite compressors were the 1176 and the LA2A, and he took what he considered to be the best elements of both compressors along with a couple of flavors from some other compressors and made a compressor with controllable distortion, a distortion compressor, a Distressor. The Distressor is still the best-selling high-end compressor of all time. There are over 22,000 of these things in the field. Still, 17 years later, we still go through a tremendous amount of them. It's an amazingly simple box to work. If you look at it, basically what you see is what you get. Ratio switching, a detector circuit that lets you switch between a high-pass filter and a slightly different slope. A couple of different distortion characteristics in a high-pass filter here. Then basically input, output, and attack and release controls. You'll also notice that this particular one is called an EL8X. There are two models, the 8 and the 8X, and the difference is these two switches. What these two switches do, the first one is called a Brit mod. Then what the Brit mode does is, if you remember, the old 1176 compressor had a trick where you could push all 4 buttons in at once. It's one of the people's favorite tricks. That is what this does. It's basically the 1176 all buttons in trick. The other switch, which says stereo image linking, is if you have 2 units, and you very often will see it. You very rarely will see one Distressor. Almost always in a rack you see 2. And basically what the stereo link does is it lets you, as it says, link them in stereo. There are people who like that, and there are people who specifically don't want that. This gives you the option to be able to do that. So, that's what's going on with the Distressor.